first start in 3 groups coming from the eastern side of Asia. So from Asia, basically. And those are the Proto-Uralic. Those are the northern groups that ended up on the Scandinavians here. And there's the Proto-Indo-European that came from, let's call it Central Europe. So we'll call them the Central Europeans. And then there was a Proto-Semitic and Archaic Egyptian. So Egyptian and Proto-Semitic, or Semitic and Egyptian, had come from down southern areas, which connect to Africa itself. And the Berbers also survived in northern Africa. You'll notice how these are coming in. So everything's moving from out east towards the west. If anyone has been familiar with Graham Hancock and Randall Carlson's theory about how an asteroid hit the Earth 12,000 years ago, which would have happened out west from Europe, which is in Greenland, it's very evident that that would have decimated the entire side, western side of Europe, only for it to take, let's look here, from 4,000 years ago down to 2,000 years ago, 2,000 years BC. So 2,000 years it took for the humans to remigrate back in and bring really civilization back into the picture, if we were going to take their premise that that civilization had existed prior to 12,000 years ago. Either way, I'd like to observe what happens in that process of their which, by the way, makes Berbers really badass, because they survived the influx of what right through the strait, let's call it, of Mediterranean. The huge wave would have decimated everything, and up north as well. That's where the blast would have come from, on the left here, straight in here, right? So they properly survived. And this is, I'm just speculating. This is just to introduce with a little interesting note. My focus here is to observe what's happening with the migrations of these peoples. And as we see, they move out, and there was whole groups of different languages. For example, the Proto-Indo-European or Indo-European would have been Indo-Iranian, which is, by the way, Aryan. That's what the Iranians who would have left the homeland back in Persia, they would have called them the Aryans, kind of the nobility over there. And clearly it seems that indeed, if they were calling them the nobility, and as we are about to see, that's where Rome came out of, because these people moved in and started a civilized world in Europe and from Europe as it went.